I hate gift giving and receiving.
Receiving gifts is so weird. What do you say? Thank you?
This is Coffee Convos with Kail, Lowry, and Lindsie Chrisley.
I really want you to be in your feels, Kail.
That does not interest me whatsoever.
I feel very attacked by you.
A spirited discussion about motherhood, friendship, family, and life in the public eye.
I'm just not with the fakery anymore.
There's a fakery bakery around here.
Here's Kail and Lindsie.
Good morning. Why do you look like that?
Because we're both having mentee bees this morning.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
The way that I woke up and had this on my face, and I can't put makeup on over it because it's just going to be a fucking mess.
Have you seen like the flesh colored?
I've tried them, but I think I'm allergic to something in those patches.
Oh.
For those of you who are listening, we're talking about
Pimple patches.
Pimple patches, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm allergic in something because it makes it worse. So I just have to, let it rock.
And that's unfortunate because when you have people to see and places to go, it's like nobody wants bad skin. I get it. Last episode, we talked about Buddha going to the vet. He had to get labs done. I'm assuming they're going to check for markers of cancer. Found a third lump on him.
Oh, that you never saw?
That I never saw. And so we found 3. So hopefully everything is non-cancerous, but the vet said that all lumps in big dogs are concerning. And then second to that, Elijah and I took Valley to go get her ears pierced this morning. So she is a little pierced ear girly.
Did she cry?
Yeah, she definitely cried, but we went to like a piercer, not like the mall, not saying that there's anything wrong with it. I'm not here to tell you guys what to do with your kids. But there's a piercing spot by us and they do like the needle instead of the gun. Mm-hmm. So it's supposed to be like a better technique. And, she got a lollipop at the end and she was perfectly fine.
Remember when we did our like little Nashville trip and I got my second piercing?
Uh-huh.
I felt like the needle hurt so much worse than the gun. No,
for sure it might hurt worse, but I think it's like a better technique. So like the gun, I think causes more trauma to the tissue, where like the needle might hurt more, but it's a better technique.
Interesting. So I don't know anything about piercing little girls' ears, but do they do 2 needles at the same time and like 2 piercers, or it's like 1 and 1?
No, it was 1 and 1.
Oh no. Because what happens if like they just keep moving and then you can't get them to stop crying?
So Elijah held her like with her legs this way. Mm-hmm. And then I was like distracting her, like whatever. And she had her face turned like this. The first one was fine. It was the second one because now she knows what to expect. But even that, she really didn't move around. She did really well.
Oh, no. I'm so glad that I don't have a girl for that exact reason. I think I was 6 weeks old when I got my ears pierced. And I feel like that was like commonplace back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get my ears pierced until I was like first grade or something. And I never kept them in. So I kept having to get them re-pierced. But now I have like 100 piercings.
How many do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on this year. And then 6 on this year.
So if you just get bored, you just go get another piercing?
Yeah.
Wait.
Because you can like dress them up to make them look cute. You know what I mean?
Remember when you were like in the era of like wanting like this perfectly curated ear?
Yeah. Oh wait.
Do you still feel like it's as curated as it once was?
No, I've switched them up a little bit.
Do you know that this one earring that is currently in, like I just have the 2, but the one that's currently in my second hole, it has not been moved out since I got it pierced.
Like you just leave it?
Yeah. Like I'm terrified to move it out.
All my lobes, I leave all those in too because I'm not moving them. And they're all flat backs.
Okay, but why do ears stink?
Because there's this stuff called sebum. It's like this stuff that your body like produces, I think, to like protect it or like lubricate. I don't really know what it's for, but I know it is like that with like bacteria.
Because I feel like when you're little, I probably got like more stuff around like the needle that like goes through. What's it called? Like the prong,
the post.
The Post, yeah. I feel like I got more stuff on it then, but I don't have that issue now. I wash my ears in the shower every day.
Do you use your hand or do you use a cloth?
I use my hand. I know that you think that I am lying about the hand using in the shower. I just did it. Like, I just cleaned out my vagina and my asshole right before we got on here.
No, I think that you're bullshitting me, and I
I'm
don't.
not. It's the same thing that you say that you never said that you farted in a closet, but you did.
And then you admitted to me off camera that you made it up.
No, but seriously, I'm being dead ass. I actually went through my washcloths yesterday when we got off recordings, and I was like, maybe I should put these in the bathroom so then I'm more like, if I see them, I might use them.
I'm a very out of sight, out of mind type of person, and it's a blessing and a curse, but more often than not, it's a curse. And I am not good if I do not see something, it's not getting used. The person is not like, it's not a good place to be when I have people in my life that I need to maintain relationships with. But if they're like far away or they're not around me all the time, like it's really hard for me to maintain relationships when they're out of sight.
That's so interesting. See, I was just reading something on someone's Facebook yesterday, and it was this mom, and she said, I feel like my relationships with people that live farther from me are healthier than my relationships that I have with people that I see all the time.
I don't know if it's a healthy situation. Like, obviously I have like my people that I talk to no matter how far they are, but the people that I don't know how to describe it. Like, I just have a really hard time. It's not just like things in my house. It's like people, it's like tasks. If it's not in front of my face,
I'll tell you something that's not in front of my face that I keep saying that I'm going to use, and then I just don't. Do you ever get like so set on your routine, on the way that you do stuff, that you might want to like try a new product or something, and then you get it, but then you're kind of like scared to fuck up your routine?
Yes.
So then it just sits there?
Yes.
Okay. That I got the Shark, kind of like the Dyson thing.
Uh-huh.
That has sat in a closet for 6 months.
Because you don't want to mess up your routine. You're not ready to like
change it up.
Take the leap. Yeah. I just got a new foundation for my makeup, and I'm like, I've heard really good things, but what I was already using is not broken. It's not working. So I don't want to like fuck up. Like, my skin is fine. So I'm like, but I want to try this new product. And I'm like, oh, but then once I open it, like once I use it, I have to continue to use it. I can't just like try it one time. If I'm going to fuck up the routine, I have to commit to it.
Okay. Are you also the type of person that you use the product all the way until it's gone and then you get something new? Or
yes,
you like throw a half bottle away?
No, I'm never throwing a half bottle away. I'm using it until the very end, even if it doesn't match my neck.
Oh, see, I can't do that. I'll just get bored with it, and then eventually I'll just be like, oh, well, I got this new thing, so I'll just incorporate it now. And then I just stay committed to that, even if I hate it.
Life's hard.
What are you eating?
Gummy clusters with nerds on them.
Oh my God. I love gummy clusters, but it does something to my stomach.
Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to be eating these chemicals at all.
Yeah. Does it make you feel like you get bubble guts?
Yeah. Well, I need to get bubble guts because it's been a long time since I pooped, which means I'm going to shit my pants. On
average, how often do you think that the average woman shits in a week? Average? I have a reason that I'm asking this.
4 times a week.
I feel like if you're super healthy and you've got enough fiber, you should be shitting daily. But I don't.
I don't either.
I probably am like an every other day shitter.
I'm like a 2 to 3 times a week shitter. You know what I mean?
But do you just feel bloated all the time?
Yeah.
Kristen, you guys are wild.
What's wrong, Kristen? What do you mean?
Okay, do you
2 to 3 times per day?
No, that's called IBS.
2 to 3 times per day. I don't know if that's normal.
No, I feel like you possibly have a parasite or you have IBS. That's literally shitting after every meal.
There isn't a single right frequency for bowel movements, but generally a healthy range is anywhere from 3 times a day to 3 times per week.
Yeah, but that's just so vast.
Bowel habits vary greatly from person to person. And everything that we just described is considered normal.
So we're all normal.
Yeah.
Do you feel like kids shit way more than adults?
Yeah, I think kids are more regular depending on what we feed them. Because I think when you think about kids, like little kids, it's easier to get them, well, before they figure out what they like and they don't like. When you're exposing like toddlers, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this as a parent. All my kids will eat any healthy item, any healthy food up until like 2 or 3, and then they start getting the food aversions. So I feel like that's why they, in my opinion, they shit more because they're eating whole foods and they're eating more whole foods than like the older they get, the pickier they are. Getting your hands on Ozempic or Wegovy is enough of a hassle. Negotiating with your insurance provider shouldn't be something else you need to worry about.
Roe's Insurance Checker lets you know if you're covered for GLP-1s for free. Roe can help you understand if GLP-1s like Ozempic and Wegovy are right for you and your goals, but that's just the beginning. If you're eligible for GLP-1s and want to see if you're covered, all you have to do is submit your insurance card and Roe will take care of the rest. No paperwork, no negotiating, no waiting on hold. Roe's free insurance checker will send you a comprehensive report of your coverage details so that you can make a decision that's right for your goals and your budget. Join the over 350,000 people who have trusted Roe to check their coverage for free.
Go to ro.co/coffeecombos for your free insurance check. That's ro.co/coffeecombos to see if your insurance covers GLP-1s for free. Go to ro.co/safety for black box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. Your time this summer equals money. If you're a lawyer, accountant, a realtor, or any profession that requires sending a lot of stuff, don't waste your time. Rely on the experts instead. Use Stamps.com. This is the reliable expert that's simple and easy to use and saves time and money so you can focus your time on what you do best. You can track all your mailing and shipments, manage contacts, and report how much you send and spend all in one place, all for up to 89% off USPS, UPS, and other carriers.
For more than 28 years, Stamps.com has been doing more than just small business mailings. Stamps.com handles all your mailing and shipping needs wherever, whenever, and they're going to take care of all the mailing and shipping wherever you are, even on the go with the Stamps.com mobile app. No more tedious postage math. Rate Advisor helps you calculate the best shipping rates fast so you can get rates that you will not see anywhere else, like up to 89% off USPS and UPS. Let Stamps.com do what they do best so you can focus your time and money on what you do better. Go to Stamps.com and use code COFFEE to sign up for a special offer. There's no contract required and you can cancel at any time. That's Stamps.com/coffee, code COFFEE.
Remember you told me one time on the show that your kids like don't eat vegetables?
They don't. After like 2 or 3 years old, the only one that eats vegetables is Elliot.
Have you tried to do anything like, don't some of the nuggets, I don't know if it's Dino Nuggets or not, but I think there's a brand of nuggets that have vegetables kind of like hidden in them.
My kids will not eat frozen chicken nuggets unless they are Tyson's Dino Nuggets. They will not eat Purdue. They will not eat regular Tyson chicken nuggets. They are Tyson Dino Nuggets only.
Do you do this in the air fryer or in the oven?
In the oven.
Okay, I'm a big cook the chicken nuggets in the oven as well, but a lot of people argue that the Dino Nuggets are so much better in an air fryer.
Okay, well I have an air fryer, so I'm gonna check it out.
I also don't really like using the air fryer though. I know that's not real.
They have I don't know if I'm not doing it correctly, but it feels like they have a weird taste when you use the air fryer.
Everything kind of tastes like plastic.
Yeah. Kristen said, I need y'all to do a trick on the kids. Taste test impossible meat versus real meat. First of all, I will say this. Lux will eat the shit out of real chicken. Like real, where like Creed is not about that life. He wants Dino Nuggets only. But like if we have fried chicken, baked chicken, chicken wings, chicken, just any seared, just whatever it is. I don't know if you can sear chicken, but Lux will eat it.
Do y'all fry stuff at your house?
Yeah.
Like, what are y'all frying over there?
Chicken.
Wait, you bread it and everything?
Mm-hmm.
You don't.
No, I can bread the chicken. I can't fry it really great, but I bread the chicken.
Okay, I will say that one of the nastiest places ever to get chicken, and I don't know if it's like that white stuff that's like on there that just sends me, and I think I got it one too many times, but I used to fucking love Kentucky Fried Chicken. Like, I loved it. Like the meal box situation, extra crispy, yes ma'am. Now, will I go to Kentucky Fried Chicken to get a chicken box and only eat the breading off of it? Yes, I will.
They do fry it with something. The KFC bowls are good. Actually, we should do a homemade KFC bowl where we like make the mashed potatoes, put some corn, cheese, gravy, and chicken, because that would be so good if it was from home.
So I stopped eating corn. Did I tell you about this?
You might have.
I stopped eating it because I just feel like if it comes out the same way that it went in, like
Probably.
the way it looks, it's probably not something that we should be doing.
But mandarin oranges do the same thing.
I have never had that happen with a mandarin orange one time.
All my kids will shit them out whole, basically.
Wait, what? Like you just go and look in the toilet and it's a mandarin orange?
No, like the babies in their diapers. When I change their diaper, their mandarin oranges don't digest.
No, ma'am.
You've never seen that?
No.
Do mandarin oranges.
Kristen said, if you get these bowls, skip the corn because it ruins it. You don't digest the skin of corn, and the kernel skin fills with shit. That's why it looks whole.
Says that mandarin oranges are a good source of fiber. I don't know why they come out whole.
But have you ever seen it like in your own poop?
I don't really eat mandarin oranges. You know what I mean? Like
No,
I don't.
corn.
Oh, corn. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a listener that wrote into us, and I don't know why people want us to give opinions on co-parenting as if we, just have it all figured out. But this person emailed us and said, I'm looking for some advice on how to approach a co-parenting situation. For the most part, my stepkid's mom has been problem-free for me personally during my step-parenting journey, but she makes my boyfriend's life extremely difficult. We do all the pickups and drop-offs, 30-ish minutes there and back, and she never meets us halfway, which is fine if there's some compromise surrounding other issues. For context, my boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years. He has been divorced from his ex-wife going on 6. She left him, which is why I'm confused as to why she continues to make his life difficult. She speaks negatively about my boyfriend to the children and discusses their co-parenting issues with my 13 and 11-year-old stepkids, so much so that I have both approached my boyfriend asking questions about child support, scheduling, and other adult concerns. She also puts communication of scheduling on the children because she refuses to communicate with my boyfriend directly. Overall, we chose to let her be this way and avoid further conflict. We never speak bad about their mom on our side, and we try to be as age appropriate, open, honest as we can with the kids. We don't live together right now, but we are making the plans to do so, and I'm concerned how her actions are going to impact our home and schedule going forward. I've thought about reaching out to her in the future to extend my support as a united front for the kids and advise her that she can come to me if she would prefer and not speak to my boyfriend when it pertains to the kids, but I'm worried that it will feel like an attack to her. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Where do you want to start? Because speaking from experience, there have been times in my life where I did not want the person, but something about them being with somebody else brings up a lot of feelings, or like, I don't want that person to have them either. Very immature feelings to have, but they're there nonetheless. Also, you guys don't live together. It is unfortunately still something for him to handle at this time. But I mean, maybe use the Talking Parents app, to put all of that on a child, like especially the communication. I tried that at one point, like, okay, he's old enough to like make his own decisions and things like that. And, Joe opened my eyes to Elliot not really being in a good place to do that. He wasn't old enough. And at the end of the day, like, you can consider the kid's feelings, but you're not going to like let the child decide.
I just think at 11 and 13 years old, that's way too young to be having conversations with your children about the other parent regarding adult things, like whether that be co-parenting or just like them personally. I don't think that's an appropriate situation at all. Will and I very much communicate directly with each other, and then we give Jackson like final determination on something. So for example, like he wants to have a friend over at like one of our houses. Will and I will communicate like, hey, are you, good with this situation? Are you not? And then we will go back to Jackson as a united front and be like, hey, this is what we've decided.
I think it's hard when one parent is at that place where they're ready to be that way and the other parent is not, because you can't
make it harder.
Yeah, because you can't make the other person do those things. And truly, my advice would just be to document everything too. Like you could document that and just say like, so that you can show what efforts you've made to be cordial and communicative and all of those things. But I don't have a whole lot of advice here because you can't make someone be respectful or responsible.
Do you feel like, because I know everyone has obviously different situations, but do you feel like as far as like scheduling, that's something you're communicating with your child and expecting your child to communicate with the other parent? Because that's just also an adult situation that I would not feel comfortable putting in a child in that position either.
No, I don't think that, especially at 13 and 11, Lincoln's almost 12 and he has told me numerous times, I don't want to specifically surrounding decision making. He has said to me, I don't want to decide. I don't want to choose. And Elliot too. I mean, there have been numerous times he's come to me and said like, I don't want to choose. I don't want to hurt my dad. I don't want to hurt you. I don't like, they don't want to do that.
I also think in this person's situation with they're planning on moving in together, but they don't live together yet. If the issues are already existing without them living together, I think it's important to try to take reign of that situation before you do live there, because it's only going to compile and make it worse if, you're referencing that she's the one that left him, but still causes the issues. Yep. It's going to be a further issue.
Yep. Agree. I wish I had better advice.
Like I have none. Don't take mine. Okay. This next person says kids and ChatGPT. I know that you and I have talked about this some, but this person says, I would like to start off with a couple PSAs before the she's 10 and doesn't need a phone comment. She has it limited time, but puts it up at night, does not use it often, especially now that it's summer. I looked through her phone and saw that she downloaded ChatGPT and has developed a friendship with it. Its name is Jessica. Some things are normal and some things are eyebrow raising, but nothing crazy. My mom brought home chicken Alfredo from the restaurant and I hate chicken Alfredo. This is a quote of what the child's saying to ChatGPT. I guess ChatGPT responds and says, oh, that's the worst. Everyone else is eating. And then you're in the corner side-eyeing. How do we feel about kids and ChatGPT before the crazy I'm a bad mom comments? I temporarily deleted it from her phone so I can have time to think if it's healthy. If I decide it's too much, it's staying off her phone, but I would like to hear other moms' opinions.
I did not know you could use ChatGPT like that, like as a friend. That's kind of funny to me. My mom brought home chicken Alfredo from a restaurant. I hate chicken Alfredo. Like that's funny to me. If she's just talking to it like that, I highly doubt that ChatGPT is going to give her like some crazy unhinged answers. So for that, I think it's fine. But I also I don't know I don't like technology, so I don't know how it could take a spin and go dangerous. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like this is no different than what kind of response that you might get from Alexa, right?
True.
So I don't know that it's that bad. And I would probably consider that a mom win of some sort, that my child was talking shit about me to ChatGPT and not their friends.
Like if I saw that Lux is, well, not quite 10, but like if I saw that on a phone, like if Lux had a phone and I saw that, I would laugh. I'd be like, okay, this is kind of like a healthy little outlet to say that you hate my food or whatever.
I'm like, is there something that was maybe inappropriate that she's not sharing with us that would give us more context to like tell her to absolutely keep it deleted? Truly, I think that if you're not teaching your kids the things that are so relevant in today's time, like whether it be, I know schools have an issue with ChatGPT and, they want the kids to be able to come up with their own ideas and not plagiarize, whatever.
Well, this is the same thing that we talked about last week. Like, you can't demand something to be one way, but then give everybody the opposite. So like ChatGPT, Apple Pencil, iPad, Chromebooks, like you guys are literally setting them up for failure by giving them access to all these things. Kids are not dumb, and kids will figure something out to figure out how to cheat, how to get the answers easily, how to get the essay written for them and now change the words. And now they can use ChatGPT to write their stuff for them. And all they have to do is make a few tweaks. Like, you guys are like, the schools, whoever is saying that we need Chromebooks, I feel like is so like, my 7-year-old does not need a Chromebook.
Well, I just think it's so interesting. And this is like no knock to teachers whatsoever, because I think there's a lot of things that are just implemented through the school system and then they have to go along with it. They might like it, they might hate it, right? Where I have an issue with it is you're teaching them how to use all of these things, but then when they use it in a way that you don't want them using it, it's like, well, they had the knowledge to know how to use it because you taught them how to do it.
I recently got a new kitten, so we have 3 cats now, and we love our kittens. They're great companions. Elliot is obsessed with them, but they truly don't ask her much, right? They're just picky when it comes to food. Our next partner has made an important impact on one of the most important people in our lives, and that's our cats. So you guys need to try Smalls. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your fridge, and it's delivered right to your door. So that's why Cats.com named Smalls their best overall cat food. All of our cats are eating it, and we're obsessed.
At this point, you guys might be wondering why you can't just feed your cat kibble. And believe it or not, your cute kitty descended from ferocious desert cats who hunted live prey for food, and your cat is not any different. They still need fresh protein-packed meals to be their best. Other cat food brands know this, but they choose to put their wallets first. They fill the food with mysterious meat byproducts, artificial flavoring, and preservatives with names that I don't even want to try to pronounce. So if that sounds gross, imagine having to eat that every day. After switching to Smalls, 88% of cat owners said that the overall health improved. So that is a big deal. The team at Smalls is so confident that your cat will love the products and you can try it risk-free. So that means that they will refund you if your cat won't eat their food. For a limited time only, because you are a Coffee Convos listener, you can get 60% off on your first order of Smalls plus free shipping by using our code CONVOS. That's 60% off when you head to smalls.com and use promo code CONVOS. Again, that's promo code CONVOS for 60% off of your first order plus free shipping at smalls.com.
I don't get it. We don't want to teach our kids about their attention spans and electronics and want them to be on electronics all the time and screen time is bad and X, Y, and Z, but we're giving them Chromebooks to read. So when Lux brings his Chromebooks home, he doesn't read on that. We're not using the electronic library. We're using real books.
So Lux already brings home a laptop at his age?
Yeah, he just finished 2nd grade and he's been bringing it home, I think, since kindergarten. I know for sure he had one in 1st grade. Can't remember kindergarten.
No, Jackson's laptop stays at the school and then he has a separate laptop at home for like stuff that he needs to do. I don't believe they allow them to start taking them home until 6th grade in our county.
Yeah, he brings it home every day.
But like, what are they doing on there?
Reading. So
I had gotten an email during the school year, probably maybe a couple weeks before school got out. And I mean, it just gets crazy. Kids get stir crazy. The work's pretty much done. Grades are final, whatever. Jackson's on his laptop looking up like sports scores. So he loses his laptop privilege for an entire week. And I had an issue with it. Yes, was he doing something that he was not authorized to do on the school computer? Yes, he absolutely was. But when they do everything off of that computer, what are we supposed to do?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they're being set up for freaking failure.
Because then it puts them behind because they can't go on and do the other stuff that they're supposed to be doing because he was looking up sports scores. And there is no solution. I guess he just gets a 0.
I don't know. I don't know what was wrong with pen and paper.
Don't you wish that we could go back to that in life, though?
I'm still a pen and paper girly. Like, even in 2025, I have to physically write things out before I type it. I'm never like a type 2 doc girly. I don't know. It's
Remember
weird.
when you and I used to have planners, like when we started this podcast, and we only operated off of planners and refused to have an electronic calendar?
I could not get behind the electronic calendar for so long. And now I finally am on the calendar on my phone, and it's truly a game changer because there would be so many times where I would need my planner, but I didn't have it at that exact moment. And so I'm like trying to add things later, forget to add it in there. It's some of the things were my phone. It was a really hard transition for me, but I'm happy that I have it on here and I'm able to do it this way now.
Listen, every December I used to go, I'm pretty sure it was like Target, maybe Office Max or something like that a couple times. I would go in December and get my new calendar to start for January 1. And I wrote down everything in there. Like, it did not matter. It would be like, had a conversation with Will about this today. So I could go back and be like, no, this
we talked on this day.
This day. Like, we had the conversation on this day.
Yeah. I mean, Kristen said she's not actually happy to have it on her phone. I am happy to have it on my phone. I would not know what to do without my calendar on my phone.
Yeah, but sometimes I still get fucked up because today I thought that we were recording at 12, but it was at 11. And I don't know how that like mentally happens because
that
it's very clear
yesterday
on there.
For therapy yesterday, I thought I was in therapy at 10, but I was in therapy at 9:30. So I set my alarm to wake up at 9:30 only to click on my calendar and realize I was supposed to be in therapy at 9:30.
Wait, so when you don't have your kids, are those like your sleep-in days?
No.
Well,
I
what
wish.
time do you sleep to?
This morning I slept until 7:30.
I'm dying laughing.
Yesterday I had therapy at 9:30. So when I woke up at 9:30, I came to therapy in my pajamas. My hair was crazy. But today I took Valley to get her ears pierced. Our appointment was at 9. So I had to get up at 7:30. And then I'm in New York tonight until Friday. And I think tomorrow my day starts, hair and makeup starts at 9. So I have to get up and shower. So like because my work schedule revolves around when I don't have the kids in the summertime, I still have to wake up at the ass crack of dawn. I might get one, and maybe where when I have the kids, I get up at 6:30. When I don't have the kids, I wake up at like 7:30. So I get like an hour.
An hour. But listen, that hour means a lot.
Yeah.
That early in the morning. It
really does.
I will tell you, the best thing ever is to wake up before your alarm goes off and see that you still have an hour left to sleep. That's the best feeling in the entire world.
That happened to me this morning. I woke up at 6:15, just like naturally. Looked at my phone and I was like, oh, I have a whole other hour. Here I go. I didn't get up. I was like, I'm going back to sleep.
Wait, did any of your kids like try to sleep with you in the middle of the night?
Creed, he will walk his happy ass.
Like,
he'll walk his little happy ass down the stairs into my room and climb into bed. Sometimes I feel him. Sometimes I don't even wake up, and I'll wake up in the morning and be like, oh,
you're there.
Yeah. And he's a sleep talker, sleepwalker. So sometimes he's not even awake when he does it.
Does that not terrify you?
No, it's terrifying. I have, I think they're like European door handles. So you actually have to pull up on them and then lock them. So I'm happy about that because even if you just pull up on them and don't lock them, they're hard to open. So I think that he would not be able to do it. And then the back door has like extra precaution because of the pool. So luckily we haven't had any incidents going outside, but he will walk from like 2 days ago. I got up in the morning and he was on the couch, passed out.
Just sleeping by himself?
Yes. Yeah. Well,
and you don't
Lux
know
was on the couch. No, I have no idea what time. Nothing.
See, that terrifies me. I wonder what other people do for sleepwalking kids because Jackson's only slept walk one time ever. And he ended up at the end of my bed. And there is nothing scarier than like feeling somebody looking at you at night, like, and everything's pitch black and you sit up and it just looks like a fucking Grim Reaper at the end of the bed.
Yes, that's terrible. Or like they're like at your side and you're like, why would you do that? Announce yourself, but they're like half asleep.
I cannot. But we used to have one of those, what are those little things like that you put on the doorknobs?
Oh, like the little plastic. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
We used to have that on Jackson's bedroom door, not because of the sleepwalking, but because he couldn't figure out how to get it open and we knew it would keep him in his bedroom. The coming out of the bedroom like at nighttime is just something that I can never get behind. Like once you are in your room, you have to be in your room.
It's terrifying. None of my other kids ever did that. Just
Creed. So how many days on average do you think he sleeps with you?
Average now, I would say like 2, because he's about to be 5. So it's the sleepwalking. Before it was every single night. I would go to sleep with him and then he'd somehow make his way every single night down to my bed. But now that he's like getting a little bit older, he's sort of starting to grow out of it. So now he'll end up in my bed probably twice out of the week.
Who is your best sleeping kids and your worst?
Now or when they were born?
Like now.
Oh, now Elliot. Lincoln's, his sleeping is fine, and he could take a 10-minute power nap and be good for 12 hours. Like, and he's a more early riser like his dad, so he's a good sleeper. Lux is a good sleeper. Creed is not a good sleeper. And then, honestly, everyone's a good sleeper except for poor Creed.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Wait, you said that Lincoln can take a 10-minute power nap and like be fine?
Yeah, he's just like his dad.
No, if I go to sleep for 10 minutes, then I might as well stay asleep for the rest of the night.
If I'm taking a nap, count me out for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Do not think that you're going to wake me up and I'm going to be okay in 20 minutes.
Wait, I saw this one study about naps while we're on that topic, and I'd sent it to Will because I was like, wow, maybe there is something to this. It says that studies show that people live 6.5 years longer that take daily naps.
I wish that I could take a daily nap.
But I mean, that's for your health. So, you know, that should be the justification that you will live 6.5 years longer.
Well, I just don't have the time.
I also saw this article on The Insider. I thought it was really interesting. It says that this woman decides that she's going to live with her husband and her ex-husband to save money.
Does the ex-husband also get to live with his new wife? Like, is the new wife coming to live with them?
I'm going to safely assume that the ex-husband, based off this, I'm going to assume the ex-husband doesn't have a new wife, and it's just the ex-wife, her husband, and the ex-husband.
Because I have a friend who was living in the house with her husband. They were not together, but they were still legally married. His new girlfriend and her new boyfriend. So it was exes with their new spouses and all their kids.
You knew this person?
I know this person.
Do they still do this?
No, the husband that she's still married to, but they're not together, has moved out. But they were for a long time, they were all under the same roof.
Wait, can you give the tea on why the fallout happened?
From what I understand, the husband's new woman is a little bit more problematic, if you will. Like, she can't get behind some of the stuff. So, you know, she was like, okay, this isn't going to work, sort of deal.
I mean, could you imagine in any world?
None.
I just think it's so sticky. It's like once you've already fucked, you should not be living under the same roof. What is enough space from somebody that you've been with? Like, you don't have to have kids with them, but your situation, you do. What is enough space? And like, what's not enough space?
Like proximity, like distance?
Yeah.
Miles.
How many miles?
Minimum 5.
They need to be 5 miles?
Yeah.
That's about what Will and I were at my old house.
And what are y'all now?
About 10 miles.
Oh, yeah. See, that's great. Love that.
So recently I made the switch to Skims bras only. I'm currently wearing the Fits Everybody crossover bralette, and I'm absolutely obsessed because I'm replacing all of my underwear immediately with Skims. I'm so obsessed. I wish that I tried it sooner, and I'm telling you guys now so that you guys can try it sooner.
So we all know that I have not always been a big underwear wearer, but I tried the Fits Everybody thong from Skims and now I am converted. The feeling is like no other underwear that I've ever worn before. Thongs used to bother me so much, which is why I did not wear them. But this fabric just melts into the skin and you will forget that you're wearing it. Everyone should truly experience this level of comfort in life. I also am currently wearing the triangle bralette, but I also ordered the crossover bralette and that one's probably my fave.
I'm obsessed with all things Skims. You guys need to check them. You guys need to check them out and shop the Skims Fits Everybody collection at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know that we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and just be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows.
You guys definitely need to check out the Fits Everybody collection at www.skims.com/coffee.
Let's talk about money for a second because Chime understands that every dollar counts. That's why when you set up direct deposit through Chime, you get access to fee-free features like free overdraft coverage, getting paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit, and more. Learn more at chime.com/coffee. I promise you, you'll want to hear the rest of this ad.
Listen, Kristen told me about Chime a long time ago, and I absolutely love it. Chime is banking done right. You can open a checking account with no monthly fees and no maintenance fees. Get paid up to 2 days early when you set up direct deposit. With qualifying direct deposit, you're eligible for fee-free overdraft up to $200 on debit card purchases and cash withdrawals. To date, Chime has spotted members over $30 billion, not to mention access to over 50,000 fee-free ATMs. That's actually more than the top 3 national banks combined. Work on your financial goals through Chime today. Open an account in 2 minutes at chime.com/coffee. That's chime.com/coffee. Chime feels like progress.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs. Bank ranking and number of ATMs according to U.S. News and World Report 2023. Chime checking account required.
10 miles, I feel like, is the money spot. It kind of freaked me out whenever I first moved here because I just got so used to being that close that we could exchange stuff just all the time, just like do a porch drop off, good. Now that he's gotten older, I feel like it works better because there's less stuff going back and forth. And now his phone can go in his backpack, like when I drop off at school. So I never really have to go over there. I have actually, I'm not going to say whose neighbors these are because I don't want to like out these people, but these people lived in houses side by side. They were once married. I think she kept the one house and then he bought the house next door. And they both have their own families now. Like he has a wife, she has a husband. Their little girl together has a sibling now from the mom, like a younger sister. And they all play in between the houses. Like they do decorating for Halloween, like all together on a theme. The child that's not the ex-husband still hangs out over at his house. Like it's the craziest thing that I've ever seen. And I'm like, that's good for you. I just don't see as good of co-parents as I feel that Will and I are and how far we've come. That would never work.
To me, if you are not a very specific type of person, that could create a lot of blurred lines in boundaries. And also what happens when things go south, and then not saying that they would stay south, but like if there's a dispute, like what does that look like?
Yeah, it's
and
like, where the fuck are you going?
You can't really get away from it. You know what I'm saying? And like being that I know how like exes operate in my own circle, like sleeping around, cheating, all of that wouldn't happen for me.
Yeah, no. I also know these other people, and I want to get your take on this. How close do you think is too close for you to live near your in-laws or your parents?
Elijah's parents live 10 minutes up the road and they never bothered us.
And you didn't feel like there was like any, like it was invasive or anything?
No, I never felt like it was invasive. I never felt, even when like Javi's parents lived with us for some time, I do think that one was a little rough because Javi and I were so young and we were trying to figure out being adults and marriage and kids. So like that one was a little hard. Same for Joe's parents. I, as a 33-year-old adult, think I could live with in-laws now, but I think it depends on I don't know. In-laws, I think same town, maybe across town is good. Mm-hmm. But it just depends on the person, because you might have great in-laws that don't bother you no matter how close they are.
I know someone very well that their in-laws live right next door to them, like neighbors. And I'm like, yeah, with the right personality, I feel like it could like maybe work, but there is no privacy in that situation.
That's tough.
It's like your family that you built and then also your extended family. So how are lines not crossed there?
Yeah, that's tough. Like the family compound situation, if you were to do something like that, like where the in-laws are like.
I would never.
Oh, see, I love but I also think I'm going to be a very normal in-law. Like I'm going to be very like chill.
No, you're not.
I am.
Kail, you say that now until someone pisses you off.
No, because they might piss me off, but at the end of the day, it's my child that has to live with this person. So like, mm-hmm. if they're telling me, Mom, like, I love this person, like, you got to chill, like, okay. Because at the end of the, like, I'm not laying my head with them at night.
I mean, I know that, but I've just been in situations to where people have said that to me before, and then it turned out to be a completely different scenario. So I'm just saying never say never, because the wrong person crosses you, you're going to have a completely different mindset.
I hope I get along with all of my kids' significant others.
Do you think that all of your kids one day will get married?
No.
You don't?
No.
Are there specific children that you're like, that person's never getting married?
Not yet. I wonder if Elliot will get married, because he seems to push back at like social norms. So I wonder mm-hmm. that because he's like wants to explore different countries before he really decides what he wants to do, and like, you know, look at the possibilities of moving abroad and things like that. So I just think that he has a different way of doing things. I don't know that he'll ever, and which is fine, like if he doesn't want to. I picture Lincoln settling down and having a family.
I also picture Lincoln doing that.
Yeah. And Lux and Creed, I think, are still too young, but if...
It's always interesting to me to talk to people who have multiple kids and pick their brain to be like, at what age did you realize that your child was probably not going to be marriage material and like never have children?
Elliot doesn't want kids either, which is, I mean, at 15, who knows really what they want? But I feel like there are so many like girls, I can't speak for boys, but girls will like have baby names in their phone since they're in high school. I know. So like, I think so many kids think about that. Like, I want to be a mom one day, or I don't want to be a mom one day. Do you think those thoughts start to come into people's heads around high school?
I feel like mine came into my head way before high school.
Yeah. And then there are obviously people who, I never wanted kids. So I, just.
The irony.
The irony of that. 7. And here we are. Actually did an interview with Parade Magazine yesterday, and she asked me, am I done having kids? And I was like, I got my tubes cut out, but so if I did choose to have another one, it would have to be very planned out. I'd have to do IVF, but I'm not saying that there's no possibility.
Wait, when your tubes get cut out, can you still do IVF and it takes? I don't know what that process looks like.
Yeah, because they would essentially pull the eggs out, and then they would make embryos with the sperm, and then they would place them back in. So I wouldn't need to because they would retrieve them for me instead of it being released into my uterus.
Do you think that you would do it?
Yeah.
Are you doing it right now?
No.
Do you think you're done?
No, I do think I'm done, but I'm just saying if I ever did.
Kristen and I don't believe that you think that. We think that you're running a fakery bakery and that you're lying to us.
I mean, I just wonder what my life purpose is without my children.
Do you feel like, you were so young when you had Isaac. Do you have a purpose at 16? Like, is it normal to feel like you're just like going through the motions, or after you had him, did you feel like that became your purpose?
Yeah. And like, I think about it all the time. Like, what happens Kristen said, I stand by the fact that I don't think she's finished and will believe it when I don't see another crotch goblin or uterine fruit.
Same.
It's crazy because going back to what we talked about on the last episode with all the things Javi said, like my life really does revolve around my kids and my work. That is, when I don't have my kids, I'm working 10 times as hard to make up when I do have my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Without work, like we talked about last episode, when you guys called me and were like, we're not recording the next episode. I'm like, okay, but what do I do? Because I didn't have my kids. So it's like, what do I do during this time? Like, I don't know who Kail is outside of motherhood. Like, what would I do when, say, the twins go to kindergarten?
I can understand that. And I told you it was the hardest thing for me when Jackson went to kindergarten. I feel like I was in a depression. I would just sleep. Because you don't know what to do. And for you, I feel like you've just continued having kids. And so it just keeps delaying the time that you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. And that's probably a mental illness for sure.
I mean, it probably is some form of mental illness. I don't know what it is. I feel like attachment issues.
Probably. I'll ask my therapist, actually.
You know how I used to just like be in this pattern of where I never ate at home?
Yes.
And just like love to go to restaurants, love to do all the things. I'm now on this kick of I'm cooking everything at home. I don't know what happened to me. But what I will tell you is I don't know why I was eating out that much for that long of a period of time of my life, because once you cook at home, I feel like the food's so much better.
Last night I was trying to figure out what to do for dinner because for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'd gotten takeout on Father's Day for like sushi, whatever, hibachi. And I was just, you hit a wall of like eating out, because I'll go through periods where every single thing is eating out because I don't have time to cook. But then you hit a wall where you're like, I just want food, like home cooked food.
There's just something that's so good about it. And you also know like where everything came from, right?
Yes, I said that to say that I made pasta at home last night. Like, I just wanted to eat at home.
My nanny was telling me that she saw something on the news about ratings for restaurants and stuff, and how dirty kitchens are and how it's so often that people do not wash their hands and stuff when they go to the bathroom and then go back into the kitchen.
My biggest thing is when people wear gloves at like, I'll use Wawa for an example.
Mm-hmm. Not Wawa.
So they'll like make a sub and then they'll touch the register with the gloves on and then go back to making subs. And I'm like, you just defeated the whole purpose of using gloves. You need to take your gloves off, touch the register, and then put new gloves on. You having gloves on and touching all kinds of shit and then coming back to make food is not protecting the food.
I feel like that most often happens at sandwich shops.
I just like when I go in there and I never know, like I have not ordered one for so long because that's like stuck in my head. I like, is it rude for anyone listening to this podcast? Is it rude if I go order a sub from somewhere and I say, can you please change your gloves? Is that rude? And will you do it? Is my question.
I feel like if I'm putting myself in the situation that I'm eating out at a sub shop, I'm probably taking the chances that I potentially might go ahead and get food poisoned. So I'm probably not going to ever ask them to change their gloves. I'm just going to be internally disgusted every bite I take.
Kristen said she does it for cross-contamination, especially for people with allergies. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we actually went to Subway the other day, and I am not a fan of Subway.
I haven't been to Subway in years, like literal years.
Like ever since whatever that guy was that was like a predator. That was like on the Subway commercials. Jared. I'm pretty sure that's when I stopped going to Subway, like way back then.
I couldn't tell you the last time I went to Subway. I just know that because I don't get lettuce, tomato, onion and stuff, they always like, they never filled my sandwiches enough. So it was always like a lot of bread and very little like meat, cheese, bacon. So I don't stuff it with other stuff. So it's sort of like a waste. I could go make that. And then you
wonder why your kids don't eat the stuff.
No, true. But I'm like 33 years old and now I'm eating peppers and onions and all that stuff. I still won't eat tomatoes, but like I'm starting to eat all that stuff now.
You're starting to eat peppers and onions.
Yeah.
At your big age of 33.
Yes.
We love that.
Like I put mustard on a hot dog the other day.
Oh my God. I have to tell you about freaking glizzies. So over the weekend, I had a hot dog eating contest because there's this local place that for a limited time only has these 3 different variations of hot dogs. One is slaw with like crunched up bacon like on the top. Then there's a pimento cheese one that has jalapenos on it. And then, you know, just like your traditional dog that is just ketchup and mustard.
Love. No
Number
relish?
1, ketchup does not belong on a hot dog.
Says who?
Says me. And I am a connoisseur of hot dogs.
I know you love hot dogs.
I love them. I don't think ketchup belongs on a hot dog. If I could only have one condiment on a hot dog, I'm going to choose mustard. Right? Like, and it doesn't matter. I mean, there are certain dogs that, like, if you really want to get technical about it, if you're doing more like a sausage dog, I prefer the like spicy mustard situation. But if you're doing just like the traditional dog, I just want yellow mustard.
What about relish?
No, I don't feel like relish because that's pickles, and I just don't feel like that belongs either.
I think ketchup, mustard, now that I'm a mustard girly, and relish on a hot dog. And I found Kristen found me the best fucking hot dog brand. I'm pretty sure it was Sam's Club, if I'm not mistaken. It was Sam's Club. She did my order for my Memorial Day party.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even a party. It was like a couple people came over. The hot dogs were so good, and I like cut them this way. So they were like horizontal slices, and then ketchup, mustard, relish. So good.
See, I've just never put relish on a hot dog. I don't think that belongs. I think relish is more like something that you put in something.
Like what?
I don't know. I feel like you can put like relish in potato salad, maybe chicken salad. That's where that belongs. I don't feel like rogue on top of a hot dog is like really it for me. If I was going to eat like a loaded hot dog, absolutely it's going to be a slaw dog.
I've never had a slaw dog. I don't eat coleslaw.
Is it because it's cabbage?
Yes.
Okay. And see, we're now determining on this podcast episode what's wrong with your children.
My kids don't eat anything because I don't eat anything. And that's the sad truth.
What's that like being in a relationship with people that can't find anything to eat?
You just eat chicken fingers and fries when all else fails.
No, I can't be that girl that goes out and just gets the kids' meal. Like, I want to look like, that's why I like eating out so much, because I feel like I just expand my palate every time I go somewhere. Like, I've tried something new.
We don't have those types of restaurants here. Like, you live in Atlanta, so there are probably so many options for you. We don't have that. Every restaurant that we have is a chain. So Applebee's, Texas Roadhouse, like we don't have mom and pop places, and we don't have high end places here at all. Like so I could not tell you a high end place.
Like a steakhouse where you can go and get like oysters, steak.
No, just
tableside Caesar,
Outback, and Longhorn. There are chains. We don't have like a high end steakhouse here.
Oh, but don't shit on Outback or Longhorn.
No, I'll order Outback every time.
I feel like they're good. You want to go eat oysters with me when you come?
I want to try oysters, but do I take Imodium before or after? Because I'm scared of getting seasick.
Pardon?
Like seafood sick.
That's not seasick.
It could be.
Seasick is when you go on a boat.
Yeah, but it's seafood sick, so it's seasick.
Like
I don't know.
Imodium.
I'm scared of shitting my brains out trying new things. That's and like the crazy part is like if it's me and you, if I shit myself, you would be disgusted, of course, but I wouldn't.
I would also be videoing it.
Yeah. Do you remember that one time when I was throwing up on the side of the road and you just videoed me fucking barfing my brains out? And I'm like so upset, so uncomfortable, and I'm just puking. And then on a second trip to the same fucking state, I'm shitting my brains out and puking in the sink. Like truly, Tennessee as a whole
is not for you.
Tennessee is not for me. But Post Malone just announced his bar that is being opened in Nashville. Yeah. And I do feel like I need to go there. I need to go to Jelly Roll's bar, support my girl Bunny and her hubby. So I do want to go back, but it's like I need to take Imodium.
Okay, I understand that, but I just feel like Imodium is very extreme to go and eat oysters. There's really not a whole lot to it. We're talking like a saltine cracker, like the oyster and then horseradish and cocktail sauce on it.
That doesn't sound appetizing to me whatsoever.
But it's so good, and it almost makes you feel like you're going through a very fast death when you put on too much horseradish, and then it just dissipates so quickly that you're like, okay, I'm going to die again. And you just keep doing it. You keep running it back.
Okay. So we'll try oysters.
Okay. And on that note, since we just talked about shitting ourselves this entire episode, we have foul play.
My husband and I have been together for 15 plus years now. I'm just discovering foul play and needed to share this story from when we first started seeing each other. Flashback to when we were freshly dating and hadn't met any family members yet. This was probably the fourth time I had stayed the night at his house, and after a long evening of fun between the sheets, he woke up early to go to work and told me I could stay as long as I needed. Since I didn't have work that day, I decided to go back to sleep. I woke up a few hours later and decided to shower before I left for the day. While I was showering, I heard someone in his bedroom and thought, that's strange. Why is he home so early? I finished rinsing the soap out of my hair and got out to find his mom in his bedroom casually making the bed while I'm standing there in a towel. She had stopped to drop something off and I guess decided she needed to make his bed. At this point, I was in no place to judge. After embarrassingly introducing myself, I noticed that evidence from a night of fun between the sheets was still laying on his bedside table. Condom wrappers, vibrators, a cock ring, and my hot pink thong that must have been thrown to the side. Needless to say, this wasn't how I wanted to meet any person, let alone the mother of the man I intended to have a serious relationship with. We made awkward small talk for a couple of minutes while she finished making his bed, and when she was about to leave the room, she stopped, turned to me, looked me dead in my eyes, and said, I'm just glad he's using protection. The next time I met his mom, I was fully dressed, and she promised to never stop by his house unannounced again. Love you girls and the show.
You know, I love this for her, but I'm going to tell you, if this was like was this the first time? Oh, the fourth time that they had stayed the night. Like, at what point of this relationship did they decide like vibrators, cock rings, and pink thongs needed to be strewn around a room, you know?
Well, that sounds like a good time.
Have you ever used a cock ring?
Yeah, of course. Like, not on myself, obviously, but yeah. Just do a little.
Do you feel like it's a great experience for you?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Wait, what was that?
Bzz, bzz, bzz. You know what I mean?
You felt like it was a good experience?
Yeah, I think it was good. I mean, if it's not in the right position, it's sort of useless, I feel. But if it buzzes in all the right places, then.
Wait, I thought a cock ring was to like make it bigger.
Oh, I'm talking about like the vibrating ones that like, so when they like do this, it like vibrates on you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Little clip play.
Yeah, a little razzle dazzle.
But aren't there other ones that like don't do that and it's just to make it like harder or something?
Maybe. I've only ever used them for the vibration, so I don't know.
How long ago has it been since you've used a cock ring?
2025 for sure.
2025. Thank you guys for always supporting our show. Please subscribe and review on the Apple Podcast app. Follow and rate on Spotify or listen wherever you get your pods. Full video episodes are now available on Kail's Patreon at www.patreon.com/Kail Lowry. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and join our Facebook group to connect with us and our community. We hope you guys have a great week and we'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
This summer, Pluto TV is exploding with thousands of free movies. Summer of Cinema is here. Feel the explosive action all summer long with movies like Gladiator, Mission Impossible, Beverly Hills Cop, Good Burger, and Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Bring the action with you and stream for free from all your favorite devices. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.